Alrighty then. Hello, Candy. Hello, Dana and Joe. How are you guys doing today? I hope everybody's fabulous. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give everybody a little bit of time to come in. Darlene, Leticia, hello, everybody. Um, and today's topic, we're gonna talk about mixed media. The good thing about it is that we're going to have a collaboration right after me. So we're gonna have Daniele go after me, and then Tammy Sexton's gonna go, and then um, Anna Rodriguez with My World. Anna Rodriguez is gonna go on, and so yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of talented people that are going to give their opinion and what they use and stuff like that. For this video, guys, we're not really going to be looking at actual like projects. I'm not going to like do an actual project to show you about the mixed media. I'm going to let the other ladies go ahead and take care of that. Some of them have expressed to me that they're going to make like different little projects doing them, I mean, using mixed media. So yeah, we'll leave it for them. In this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about it and kind of like clarify a few stuff, and like, this is all my opinion. I mean, there's going to be people who are probably going to disagree, but it's just my opinion, and so we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and wait 2 more minutes for people. So what is everybody doing? Is everybody just relaxing this Friday night? I actually have family from out of town, so Miguel's gonna be picking them up at 8:30, and they'll be getting here after that, I guess. So yeah, definitely. Rohanda's in the house. Hey, BFFFFF. um, yeah, so that's the plan. I actually made a pretty good little dinner today, so waiting for them to get here. Let me say, I need to stop saying that is just a habit. I really need to get out of that. See, there you go. Bufferland. Oh, in Bufferland. Oh, see, Dana, that's not good. Boo boo. I know sometimes the internet really kind of does a number. I don't know if you guys could hear me really good. Is everything like the sound pretty good? Because this is the webcam that I use, and I'm telling you, I only use it for the live. So it's only once a week that I really pull this bad boy up, and it actually has the microphones on the side. So yeah, I don't know if it's working really good. Like a saint. That is the other clutter of my desk, as you guys could see. Matthias was supposed to be here, but he's not coming, so we're just gonna go ahead and block that clutter up. Because I thought he was gonna join us, but he's laying down over there somewhere. So anyway, all right. So let's get into this whole mixed media thing. So a lot of people ask like what exactly is mixed media, and so I mean mixed media is basically everything. I mean, some painters will say that mixed media is just using their either oil paints or like acrylic paints and watercolors, or using gesto and all that all that stuff. But I mean, yeah, that is mixed media, obviously, because for one, anything that is more than one item that you're using or media that you're using, it's basically considered mixed media. So, like if you were a painter, the canvas is one medium, right? Media, right? And then the paint is another. If you're going to put gesto on it, that's another, you know. And so every time you're layering things, that's basically considered mixed media. Some people kind of get a little bit intimidated whenever somebody mentions anything about mixed media. Sometimes they say, hey, you know, mixed media, I think wet. And so if I think wet, I don't want to try that if I'm not really too familiar in that area, because I don't want to ruin the project that I'm using right now. I mean, that I'm working on right now. Let me lower this one more time. So I think that a lot of people kind of like tend to back out a little bit on that. But you know, if you kind of think about it, guys, I mean, really think about it. We have been doing mixed media since we were really, really young. Because back in our youth, when we were in school, we used to do a lot of mixed media. If we were painting watercolor paints on paper, you know, that's two medias there. If we started to glue things on there, do y'all remember, you know, doing your little watercolor paints and then you went and you added some macaroni on that? That was already mixed media on there. You added a third media onto that project. So I mean, we've been doing mixed media since we were really little. We just really didn't know that we were doing it. When you ask Jesse, hey, what's mixed media to you? I always think mixed media is basically everything. If you're in the stamping world, I think mixed media is, you know, the difference between, not the difference, it's a combination of the paper you're using, okay? And then you're using your stamp, you know. Some of us don't think about it, but that stamp that you're stamping on that paper is wet media. And so, you know, it just takes time to dry like everything else. So, you know, you're already putting three things on that. And so we go and we add on a little sentiment and we add on little, you know, enamel dots and little bling here and bling there and, you know, little flowers and stuff like that. Well, on that card, you just put several mixed medias on there. So you were already working on mixed media. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, the wet stuff. So yeah. Um, hey Darlene, the Bobo's in the house. So let me go ahead because I'm just gonna go ahead and read what y'all are saying right here and try to catch up. Um, yeah, like stained glass windows with tissue paper and paint. I mean, that's already three medias right there, right? And so, uh, I mean, it's it's not really that hard. And so, like I said, I don't know. A lot of people kind of tend to think, oh, well, you know, mixed media is just the wet stuff, like the gesto and all that stuff. And I mean, that's a great product, seriously, to tell you the truth, because you basically could use that for a lot of things. Some people use it to as an adhesive to glue paper together and stuff like that. Some people use it just to add texture to a project. Some people use it to really put a thin layer to make it look like painted, or you know, there's just so many things that people use that gesto for, and they have different ones. So they have like a black, they have a white, they have a clear, and so they also have different um, t- not the different textures, the different thicknesses. So there's the heavy one and the medium one and stuff like that, and it just means that it's a little bit thicker and thicker. So you'll be able to do a little bit more texture onto your projects. And so, like me, if you were to use like our acrylic paints, you know, you could use our acrylic paints on a project. These are acrylic paints that I use. I use a lot of different ones and stuff like that. But you know, that's a wet media. If you use texture paste, this is a texture paste. I love to use this. If you're going to use something like on a stencil or something like that, and you put this on there, I mean, if you guys, I'm pretty sure everybody knows about texture paste. But so Kathy's in the house. Hey, Bobo. Yeah, Joe. See, the thing is like you use anything that you have. Use what you got, Bobos. That's what I always say. Use what you got, because, I mean, we have so much in our, in our craft space or craft room, whatever it is that you're working with. I mean, you guys have some good stuff. I mean, even if you were to receive swaps and you even, dissect them, I mean, come on, everybody's guilty for that. Let's not act like we don't do that. But that's what they're intended for too. So, I mean, even if you dissect it and use little things and stuff like that, like, I mean, it's oh, look at that. Little April's in the house. Hey, boo boo. um, so, ladies, we were just talking about the mixed media thing and stuff like that. And so, anyway, so like I was saying, this texture paste is amazing. I love to use this when I use this on, like, if I were to make, for instance, when I think April knows, when I for winter to make like a little snow hill and stuff like that. I love to use this, and I'll make like the little snow effect and stuff like that, and it dries up really light, so your paper's not going to weigh anything. And this is by Rangers. I love this stuff. This stuff is amazing. Hey Tammy, Boo Boo's in the house. So and then I also like using, like wax. This is like a wax finish, like a wax paint, and this goes on and it'll leave like the silver shimmer or stuff like that. I even use glaze. Glaze is one of the mediums I use. My favorite thing to use too, I like to do a lot of like watercolor stuff, but I like to use a lot of these little sprays. I have a whole little collection. Whoa, calm down. Somebody's throwing things up in here. So I have like a lot of like these little collection of these little tethered, um, what are they? The glimmer mist. These are amazing because they add a lot of shimmer to some of your projects, and it just, I mean, it's really really nice. And then so you have a bunch of colors, and that's like different medias that you could add onto your projects and stuff like that. Stickles. Everybody loves stickles, right? Stickles are amazing. um, so yeah, I think some people sometimes, like I was saying, they kind of try to shy away from that because they kind of get a little intimidated. And so all of this stuff that I'm mentioning is not the only thing that's considered into the mixed media. Mixed media is also for us paper crafters who just use a lot of paper. We're doing mixed media all the time. When you do a pocket letter, your mixed media right there. What is that called? Your mixed medium. So like you're already doing it there. You're doing like a loaded envelope, whatever it is that you're doing. You're like layering stuff. You're adding blings. You're adding like flowers. You're adding all these different elements. You're adding the stickles. You're adding the glitter. I mean, glitter is also a media, so like that's all considered that. So yeah, you could. I mean, even glue is considered a media. So, I mean, from the moment that you got your paper and you glued it to another piece of paper, you've already used two different types of media, the glue and the papers. And then, you just go and you start building. And so, like, I really encourage a lot of people that use the wet medias. I mean, use everything. Use everything. I mean, a lot of people use a journal to kind of like test different products on how it's going to react to papers and stuff like that. And so I would just get a journal and start, collecting different medias. Like do the texture paint. If you guys don't know about that, get acrylic paints. I mean, some of you guys are already little painters, so I'm pretty sure you're set with the paints and stuff like that, but you probably don't have the glitter mist. And that is a must have too. I know that there's different brands, right? This is not the only one, the little tethered angel. This is not the only brand, right? But these are amazing. I love these. I love these. So I'm just going to go ahead and read over here. Oh, the glue for the stencils, Tammy. Yeah, they have a glue for the stencils, and it's just easy to clean up. Supposedly, they say that it also prevents the bleeding of the paint and stuff like that. Stencil. Stencil's another mixed media. You're adding stencils onto your papers and stuff like that, depending on if you're using paint on it, if you're using like the texture paste, if you're using gesto, whatever it is that you're using. I mean, that's considered the whole mixed media thing. And um, it's like I said. I mean, we've been doing mixed media since we were in kindergarten, Bobos, in kindergarten. Doing that little watercolor paint on that paper and then adding their little macaronis. We were mixed median. So, hey, Danielle, Boo Boo, how are you? She's in the house. um, so yeah, so from very very young, we've been basically doing a lot of mixed media, and I even think that some of us never even realize that. I mean, we're doing paper crafts every day, and we're layering stuff with different type. Now, if you're doing paper and paper and paper, obviously it's not really a mixed media. You're just layering paper. But if you're doing paper and you're adding a different kind of media in there, and you're adding a different kind of, that's already a mixed media. Like you're already mixing. We all know what the mix means, right? And media is just basically everything that you use, whether it be dry, whether it be the wet medias, or it be paper, whatever it is. But yeah, so that's like we do it all the time, boo boo. Yes, the tethered angel is the best. I love it. So Joe says you can make your own paste. Boo boo, what are you talking about? You can make temporary glue dots too. Have you ever seen that video? There's an amazing video out there. I think it's Paper Masterpiece. I'm not really 100% sure, but they do glue dots. Throwing it out in the universe. Um, what are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? Yes. Are you asking me, Tammy, about the spatula? I do use a spatula. I use one of these little angle spatulas. I got it like in the painter section. If that question was for me, and if that question was for somebody else, just say that. So just say, yeah, I do. I use an angled one. um, I'm like totally lost. I don't even know what Tammy and Candy are talking about. They're in off in their own little world. Um, so yeah. So like I was saying, guys, on the whole mixed media, there's going to be Tammy Sexton's going to also do a collaboration on the whole mixed media, and she's actually going to be showing you guys. I really wasn't going to show too much. I was just going to like, as far as art wise, like I think they're actually doing a project to show like how they're using. I'm not really 100% sure, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to more or less talk about some of the wet stuff that I use and stuff like that. And um, I know I did say that these were paints, but these are not paints. These are actually wax. These two are wax. This is an antique wax, and this is a clear wax. This is just when you're trying to do that like antique look. Um, I'm actually doing good, Bobo. Thank you for asking, my little Daniele. I'm doing good. We've been kind of, you know, getting ready for the whole entire move, guys. So, since it's a craft room confession, Jesse has a confession. um, I am actually going to be already packing downstairs the whole entire house. And then after I'm done with that, I'm leaving this room as the last one. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have to pack this one down. And so that means I might be MIA for a few days. I know it's gonna be bad, but oh my god, I know, April. Don't you just hate it? Like the whole packing and stuff like that, and then I mean, it's all good because you're going for better, right? It's a better house, your house, bigger, whatever, and so it's worth it. But the whole, oh my god, it's crazy. It's See, I wish y'all were here to help me right here. I know all of you guys would be trying to pack my little craft room. Everybody would probably be like, I got the craft room. Because, I hear that all the time from crafters who basically come up here and they're like, oh my God, Jesse. Looks like a store up in here. This is the room that I'm dreading, guys, honestly, to tell you the truth. This is the room that is like, I mean, honestly, craft room confessions, since we're already there. Um, I I think this craft room took up probably half of a truck. Yeah. And I think if I'm not mistaken, Miguel got like the largest U-Haul one. And so it took almost half with like everything that I have. You guys, this is all you see. Well, you really don't see that much, but in this room, this is all you see. But no, this is not it, boo boo, because I have another bedroom over there and I'm using that closet as storage for some stuff over there too. That's his confession. I feel so much better. We could continue about mixed media. Just an FYI, guys, just an FYI, just so you know. Um, I believe stickers would be considered a mixed media, but would I use stickers as a mixed media? No, no. Let's just say stickers are not part of the mixed media thing. So, unless they're like sentiment stickers, like cute stickers, and that that go with projects, I think that's like awesome. One thing I was going to talk about this because we were talking about the whole mixed media thing. If you guys, dude, stop saying. So if you guys don't know about this Rangers glaze, do you guys know about this? Candy, you're packing too. Yeah, but you're packing to go on vacation, girl. It's completely different, Bobo. Completely different. No, she didn't. April, yeah, packing and stealing. They're all like, well, Jesse has two of these, so I'll just take one for myself. Because Jesse sometimes always has two of everything. Well, I don't know why. I hate running out in the middle of a project. Oh my God. Like literally, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are like that. I hate running out in the middle of a project. So that eliminates it. So that's why when I'm working on a project, and I run out of something, I know I got to back up somewhere, boo boo. I know I do. I just got to go somewhere throughout this whole entire room and find it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty organized, so I know more or less where every. No, I know where everything is. I shouldn't say more or less. I know where everything is. No, Dayali, you can't come shopping. um. Oh my God, that is so funny. Let me say, Rohanda, you'd have it packed in 30 minutes. Yeah, between all of you guys in this craft room, yeah, I'm pretty sure you all would have it packed. And for some reason, I said that this whole craft room took up like half of the truck. For some reason, this craft room after that would probably take up a quarter of the truck. I'm just saying, right? Oh my God, that's so funny. You know what? Seriously, Kathy, it's gonna take up the whole truck this time because I have really added. It was so funny because the office before this one, and I don't even know how I did it because I split it. So it was between Paper to Masterpiece and Jesse's Little Sugar Shack. So I used to do my cakes in there on all the orders and stuff like that. So that's crazy. But anyway, and it was smaller than this one. It was way smaller than this one, and I made it work. I really did. And then we moved into this one, and I did fill it up. Don't get me wrong, but I think I filled it up even more throughout this whole year because we gave ourselves a year here until we were able to find the perfect house that we've been looking for. So we took a year off, and that's where we're at here. But anyway, and this room is really big. I'm gonna take the square footage, and maybe on the next craft room confession next Friday, I'll go ahead and tell you guys how big this room is, or maybe I'll even get the camera and I'll give you a little spin around real quick. I would do it right now, but y'all saw how the desk was behind me. Just imagine everything else the same way. Um, but yes, yeah, Tommy, it depends on the sticker, Bobo. It does. Okay, April. So thank you for bringing me back onto the subject, Boo Boo. So April's asking, what stuff is the one that I rub onto like a lot of my anything that I print out, or if I do like any watercolors or stuff like that. That's this little bottle that I was showing you guys. It's the little glaze. So how's the YouTube hand? That don't work, Bobo. It don't work. All I see is your little lifeline and your little liar line and all the lines on your hand. But anyway, so it's this stuff. And so this glaze works amazing. I use this a lot on if I print something out and I'm going to add it onto something, some of the times I have a laser jet. So the laser jets sometimes they're a little funny. So if you rub the paper a little too hard, sometimes the ink kind of will come off. And I don't know if that works the same with jet inks or whatever it is, but for this one, I like to use this little bad boy. So whenever I print it out and then I fussy cut it, what I'll do is I'll put it onto the project and then I'll grab this little bad boy with your finger and then you just rub it onto your whole little your whole little oh my god, what can I talk? Your clip art, your ephemera, whatever it is you want to call it. So you'll go ahead and rub this on there. And then you could get like a little paper towel or a Kleenex and you just rub off a little bit of the excess because it's kind of like a wax. And what it does, basically it seals it. So when you seal it, it basically almost makes it, well, it doesn't almost, it really kind of makes it waterproof. So then after that, if you were to like stamp on it or put your marker on it or whatever, it's not going to stick on there. You'll be able to get a little rag and wipe it off. So this stuff really works amazing. And it's not only let me see, Kathy. It's by Tim Holtz, and it's well by Ranger also. Well, same stuff, right? Ranger, and it's called Glaze. Did you see that? So it's called Glaze. I know it's dark in here. So it's just basically like a water resistant sealer, and it just seals your projects. I would actually use this on stuff that I would color as well too. If I color something with like the markers or whatever on, sometimes we have the little stamps with the little coordinating dies, and so we would color that. I can use some of this on that, and it'll actually seal that. So then nothing will smudge it or anything like that, because you already know that watercolor, even the watercolor markers, if you spill water or any kind of liquid on it, it's going to actually activate it. So this will stop it from doing that as well. And I put this on a lot of stuff. Yeah. Yes, Tammy, that's the Glaze by Ranger Bobo. And I love it. No, Kathy, it isn't like the Wink Stella Boo Boo. It's more of a wax, and like I said, it's more of like a sealant, so it'll seal whatever it is that you're applying it on, and you don't have to put a lot because honestly, to tell you the truth, I've had this little bottle. I know you can't tell, but I haven't really used. I use it a lot, and I all I do is I just rub my finger in there and then I'll go on my project and I'll like rub it on there and you'll see because it'll start to make it kind of shiny, so you'll see where you left off, so you just put more on your finger and then continue to do the rest of your little project, whatever it is that you're adding this to, and it'll seal whatever it is that you left on there. Yeah. Tammy, really? Because I've had this one for a year, Boo Boo. Yeah, I've had this one for a year, and I mean, I close it really tight, but I do use it a lot, so I don't know if that's what happens. Danielle, you can't wait to show us how you attempt the mixed media. Oh my God. Don't be scared because it's like I said, mixed media is everything in the paper crafting world. It's basically everything we use. If we use paper, that's one. If you use like a stamp or any kind of color on it, that's two. If you use like blings or like enamel dots or whatever, that's three. If you add like glitter and stuff, that's four. You know what I mean? And so you've already been doing mixed media thing. But if you're talking about like the whole painting stuff, then it's a little bit different. Now that's a kind of more of an area that I'm not really familiar with. You guys have seen that I have done some watercoloring. Oh my God, and I laugh because I just think I know what I'm doing with the watercoloring, but I don't. It's just really wetting my water paint paper and then just the watercolor paper and then I just throw colors everywhere. And I don't try to mix. Jesse can't mix because he can't see what he's mixing. So we're not even going to try to go there, boo boo. No, we're not. No, we're not. Um, what are you saying? Dorland's wax. So it's the same thing. Is that what you would use it for? Okay, so I'm actually going to be doing a tutorial because I've been practicing. Yes, he has. I've been practicing those acrylic pours when they do the pouring, but I'm actually going to incorporate like a little like a glitter in there. So that's what I'm working on right now, and then I'm going to do a video on doing that. So what I was going to say is that because I'm doing that little acrylic paint pour, um, I want to make it, and I'm saying this because you were talking, Tammy, about um, you put somewhere about putting like that varnish. Is it, what is it? Clear varnish over the watercolors. So I want it to be like really glossy on the top. I want it to be like glossy. That's already going to be three medias, mixed media right there, boo boo. Because we got our canvas, we got our acrylics, we got the glitter because Jesse will be using some glitter, and I only wanted to kind of flow with the paints. It's gonna look amazing because the one that I kind of did already looks amazing. I will show you guys, but it's a surprise. and and then I want to put that glaze over it. Now I would actually say that it's like epoxy, but I don't think it's epoxy because I've seen some canvases and some of those paintings with this really clear coat over it, but it's not really heavy like epoxy because epoxy would make it like um, they would make it pretty heavy. Let me see. Let me see. What is you? What is that? What is everybody saying? Yeah, mixed media in the art realm is different. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people would probably see this video and disagree with what I'm saying about mixed media because mixed media is kind of one of those subjects, honestly, guys, that I mean, everybody has such a different opinion. You have your painters and your art, and the art and then the paper craft and everybody does their own interpretation of mixed media. And so, I think that a lot of people think automatically mixed media, they think like painters and, artists and stuff like that. But it's not so much that. It really is everybody's been doing mixed media. Everybody's been mixing medias for a long time. But yeah, it's completely different than the ones that we use. Why am I brave? Because of the pour? Oh my God, I've been so it's because I love that whole marble effect. And then when you throw the heat on it, it it starts to do these little I don't know what they're called, but they're just these little circles, and it's amazing. It's amazing. And so I want to fill up my whole entire house with all these arts that I made myself, Bobo. And then it's cool because you could do whatever colors you want, right? I mean, you have control. The world is your canvas, boo boos. Oh, my little Danielle, thank you. I feel we're all amazing, honestly. I really, really do. See, but Tammy, I'm kind of scared of using that clear spray. I'm to use it on a product that I just, worked so hard with. I want to like, I'm gonna ask around everywhere because I want to find out what it is. Um, yeah, Kathy, seriously, that's what I'm telling you, boo boo. Everybody always says I'm clueless when it comes to mixed media, but you're not. You're really not. You've been doing mixed media forever. You just haven't realized it. A lot of us don't realize we are doing mixed media. Um, okay, my little Candy, thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Thank you so much for moderating most of the show, along with our little Danielle um, and our little Tammy. I know it's late. I know it's late with a lot of where a lot of you guys are at. We only have a few more minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and end the show, anyways. But yeah, like I said, Kathy, we've all been doing a lot of mixed medias, boo boo. Even if I mean, like I said, I mean, you're using stickles, you're using blings, you're using like sentiment stickers, you're using stamps, you're using so much stuff, acrylic paints. I mean, you guys have seen when I get the acrylic paint and I just kind of like do my little swiping on some of my projects, and so that's already mixed media. I mean, you're adding mixed media on there. If you're doing a tag, right? Like when I did that vintage tags, I don't know if you guys saw when I did that. So that vintage tag, I did the paper. That was one. I stamped it. I stamped it with some stamps. That was two. And then I started layering it with, ephemera. And then I added like, I think I did add bling. That was that. And I don't remember what else I added. I think I added some flowers on some of them. And so, you know what I mean? You're already adding different mixed medias. I mean, so. Mm-hmm. I'm just reading your guys' thing. Don't be afraid. Oh, it worked for you? I'm just okay. So the thing is like sometimes when you spray paint things, and then you don't always get that really smooth whole coat. Sometimes you'll be able to see where you kind of passed it. Maybe I'm not the greatest painter with spray paint, but I've never really been a tagging kind of guy. And I was just talking. I had this here because this would be considered a paint too. So if you were to spray paint something, I mean that's a different media as well. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably try it on one of the ones that I've been practicing on. That's the good thing about the ones that I have that I'm practicing on. I could definitely try it on that. Um, don't swish it. I know I just get so impatient sometimes. Oh my God, boo boo, I'm spray painting something, and then I'm like, oh, trying to finish it all quick because then I want it to dry so that I could go ahead and finish whatever project I'm trying to finish. But yeah, and I love to spray paint a lot of stuff. Like I like to renew a lot of things. I'm gonna reupholster a chair, which I'm going to do it. I'm going to film myself doing it. So I got this office chair that's really, it's just a regular office chair. Those ones that have like the little padded butt area and the back, they're kind of separate. And then they have the metal, like the metal, whatchamacallit, the leg and the armrest. It's all one piece. Well, it's just a regular one like that. And so what I'm going to do is, of course, I'm going to go ahead and primer and spray paint that. And then I'm going to go ahead and reupholster it with some fur fabric because I'm going to make it fabulous. and and so I'm gonna go ahead and do that because sometimes I like to do a lot of little do-it-yourself projects on my channel. I don't only just stick with the whole paper crafting stuff. Paper crafting is a big majority of my channel. Yes, it is, because I love doing greeting cards. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but that is what I really started doing when I first started to craft and use my mixed medias. I used to do the whole stamping, the embossing, and all that. I used to do a lot of the invites for like a lot of my kids' birthday parties, and so doing the invites and sometimes doing little decorations here and there. That's where it kind of started. And so I started building my little collection. I had like one of those totes full of stamps and inks and and stuff like that that I would use, and all my embossing powders and all these different kind of stuff that you use, the markers and et cetera. And so it all started there. And then I don't know, it just snowballed. It really just snowballed. Then I just started doing like birthday cards, and I started liking doing the birthday cards, and then I started doing thank you cards and all these different kinds of greeting cards. And I was like, you know what, this is my little niche. And so honestly, to tell you the truth, I love making greeting cards. um, I've kind of ventured off a little more to the whole swapping and stuff like that, and so then that's where I kind of started to learn more about the whole, like the loaded envelopes and the loaded bags and the pocket letters. The pocket letter was the very first one. I don't know if you guys remember me mentioning that. The pocket letter was the first thing that I used to um, swap, and we didn't even know that doing that we were already doing mixed media, because a pocket letter is a bunch of mixed media. You're layering a bunch of different stuff on there, um, and that's a mixed media. So um, yeah, so that was how it just all snowballed. And then here we are. And then so now I like doing a lot of do it yourself. I used to do a lot of do it yourself. I made this really tall, tough headboard for my bed. It's We still use it to this day. I made it. I made it like from scratch. I went and I thought I was all butch at Little Home Depot, and I got my little wood, and then I tippy toed to Joann's, and I got like the material, the leather, and all that. Well, I mean, it's not real leather, but it's that leather look, and what you call it. And then so I went downtown because I love to go downtown. You guys know I love to go downtown to my little hole in the wall. Abril Martinez, hello, boo boo, hello, welcome. And so I like to go to some of the stores there because they have like all these really good buttons and stuff that you could use when you're doing the whole tough thing on any kind of project. Um, and so I found these little diamonds, and so that's what I used in between all the little tufts from the headboard. It looks really, really nice. Maybe I'll take a picture and I'll show you guys one day. And so I really wish that I would have done that. So I was telling Miguel, I'm like, well, maybe we'll do a new one for this year. And so maybe we'll change the whole color, because that one was black. And so I've been getting out of the whole black stuff around my house. So I think I'm gonna just make another one. Yes, yes, yes. There is two Abrils here. Abril Evans is my little boo boo. She's a really, really good friend of mine. Um, she was the one that took me under her wing when I first went into the swapping world. Honestly, it was Abril Evans who really, really like helped me out. Every time I had a question, I was like, "Oh my god!" Whenever I would do swaps, I would join swaps like I thought I was like a big old bad. And I would be like, "How do you do this? And what do you do? And what is this?" Like when I first heard about the MDC cards, I think I was telling her, I'm like, what the heck is an MDC card? Like, but yeah, learn as you go. So many different things. MDC card, mixed media stuff right there, Bobo. We're doing it all the time. So my little Kathy, you better jump in there, Bobo. I mean, you've been doing it all along. So now just start incorporating different things. You know, everybody needs to get this little glaze. Honestly, to tell you the truth, grab some of this glaze by Ranger, because this is some awesome stuff that will help you seal a lot of your projects. So when you're doing like mixed media stuff, it'll help you seal it. What other thing that I like to use, guys, is this Ranger texture paste. This one, like I said, I mentioned earlier, I like to use this a lot for like just adding texture. If you're going to, you can paint this, you can color it, and if you're going to add it like on stencils and stuff like that, you could, you know, stencil some of this out and it'll just leave the texture. This is really, really awesome. Like I said earlier, I love to use this to make that little snow effect, because I don't know, the snow effect is awesome around Christmas time. And one more thing is that it does not dry heavy. It's not even heavy. Once it dries, it's super, super light. It's kind of like you didn't even put nothing um, onto the oh my God. I'm reading Abril, I'm reading your thing, your message. How do you make it look like snow? So yeah, what I did was I dabbed it. I think it was you, sweetie. When I think we did a what was it? Or maybe it wasn't you. I did a little mini winter pocket letter. I don't remember what theme it was. It was a Christmas one. And so what I did was I grabbed my little angle spatula, like little painter spatula, and then I grabbed it and I just kind of like smeared it on the very bottom of the whole paper. And so when I kind of smeared it like that, it just made it look almost like frosting. Like if I was putting frosting on the um, on the paper. And when it's wet, you can actually throw little like white glitter on it and stuff like that to give it sparkle. And it, once it dries, it kind of hardens a little bit. But like I said, it doesn't harden to where it's heavy. It hardens to where it's really light. It's a really light texture paint, and I mean texture paste. And I love using this one. I use a lot of Ranger stuff. I mean, because I love Ranger stuff. Um, I use a lot of their distress inks and stuff like that. You guys see in a lot of my videos, I use a lot of those. The only thing that I don't have from the Rangers and the Tim Holtz and all that is their little sprays. They're like alcohol, because I felt that I could actually do the alcohol paints. You know, you guys just use 91% alcohol from the drugstore and just get like a Sharpie marker and put it in one of these little bottles and let it soak overnight for 24 hours, and you already have your little alcohol paint for you. You could make like the shimmer. I've even seen people use like eyeshadow to give it that little shimmer. But the reason why I got a lot of these was because sometimes you'll find really good deals. I found this one at Tuesday morning. I know some of you guys probably don't have a Tuesday morning, but yeah, it does. They have pretty good deals on there. So Kathy, no, it does not. It does not crack off. I mean, obviously, like if you're gonna scrape it, it'll probably scrape off a little bit. But for the most part, I've never on any of my projects, it's never really came off of anything. I feel that this is made with like paper. Honestly, it doesn't. I mean, it's a paste. It almost, you guys can't see it, but it looks. It's just a paste, and it's really soft. So I mean, it's really, really soft, and so once it dries hard. But like I said, it dries really light, and yeah, and so it doesn't crack off. Yes, Rhonda, Tuesday mornings is that is really like bad for me, because when I go in there, oh, but I've seen some people do some hauls in there. Oh my God, they're like spending $200-300. I can't do that. You know, we may look like we have money, but we ain't got no money, Bobo. So I can't be doing no $200-300 hauls. No, Bobo. No. I mean, when I go in there, I give myself a limit. I'll say like, okay, you're not gonna go over $50, I'll just say, or whatever. And so I'm pretty good at that. Sometimes like I'll spend anywhere from like $30 to $40. I don't think I've ever really spent more than $40 there. But then if you think about it, I go kind of once a week, so it'll add up. It'll add up. Yeah, no, Tammy, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's some people on YouTube that have had their hauls. Now, I don't know if they just won the lottery or what. I mean, just FYI, Miguel, if you're watching, their husbands love them. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, yeah, like they do these really big hauls, and I'm like, oh my god, could you imagine all the mixed media you could buy with $300? I'd buy everything out there. I mean, I'd start off with all of all the Tim Hope stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, and you just see their whole like shopping cart full of all this stuff from Tuesday morning, and then they get to the register and then they cash out, and they literally really do cash out and pay this, and it's like, what your husband doesn't know, Rana? No, I know, trust me, trust me. Miguel walks into this. My biggest excuse, seriously, and this is, I'm probably throwing myself out on blast right now, and I'm gonna do it in the last 9 minutes of our show. But he'll walk into this craft room really quick, guys. So he'll walk into this craft room, and let's just say, for instance, the Big Shot. The Big Shot, I just purchased one because the Big Cake, you guys have seen it in my tutorials, and it's already old. And I said I wanted something new. I wanted a fresher looking one, so I purchased the Big Shot. And so he comes in, and he's like, he ain't no dummy. He obviously sees what I have, and he remembers. So he'll walk in, and then he's like, so I see you got a new machine. And my thing is like, no, I didn't. Oh my god, I've had that forever, but I had it in one of those totes in the closet, so I never really brought it out, but I just used it, so that's why it's out there. But no, I've had it forever. Hello, what are you talking about? And most of the time, like literally the conversation stops right there. It always stops. So I don't know if he falls for it. I just ruined myself right now. Or if he just knows and he's just like, you know what? You can't beat crazy, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't know. I know, Tabby. I'm completely on blast right now because he does watch my show sometimes, but he doesn't watch them all. This might be the one that he skips over. So yeah. Hey, that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. And my kids and all of my really good friends who know, like, have gone shopping with me and stuff like that, and know my story, they always laugh because they know I always do that. Like, no, how dumb! I've had that. Oh my God, seriously, Miguel, you really don't pay attention to anything that I have in this house, do you? You're so sad. And then I walk away and be all dramatic, and he's just like, he just stays quiet. So that's what I'm telling you. I think he falls for it. I think he does. Oh my God, his mom is probably watching this. I'm sorry, Janet. But that's the only way that I could get stuff, And then I'm like, what? It's been here for a long, long time. You just never noticed. So yeah. Yeah, that is my story. Yeah, no. Oh my God. So April, when we went shopping, yeah, that day that we came, I think I did a little haul, right? And so if you guys notice, I don't do hauls. I don't. Because when I go shopping, I do shop. Trust me. You guys see the supplies I have. I do shop, but I never do hauls because he watches them, and I don't want him to like have a heart attack. I love him, I ain't trying to kill him. My mama always said, and that was a wise woman. My mama always said, some things are better left untold. I am a true believer on that. Some things are better left untold. And so I'm going to just leave it like that. I'm not going to tell him, and I'm not going to show him. So like that, he doesn't know, Kathy, if I restock, then yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, April, that day we went shopping. Me and April went shopping. We went downtown, and I got like some stuff. And when I got home, I did the little haul really quick, and then I put everything away, and then the bags go into the trash, and the receipts. I have a little place where I put the receipts. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to tell him where my hiding place is, but there's a huge something full of receipts, and so which part? So then, yeah, I just put it all away, and I'm like, you know, it's out of sight. So if it's out of sight, it doesn't count. It doesn't count, guys. um. So anyway, for Tammy and April, when you guys, oh my God, I can't wait until September because we are all going to get together and we are going to go shopping. And Kathy, if you're already living here by September, girl, I don't know what is taking you so long, boo boo. Get your little butt over here. Get your butt over here, girl. Then we could be rolling downtown too, girl, and we could be shopping. So let's do it, because then we could go buy like a bunch of mixed media. We need to buy some sequins. We need to buy some tools. We need to buy some bling blings. We need to buy. I mean, there's a lot of things I need to restock up on. Just make sure nobody's coming. So yeah, definitely, definitely, we really, really do. Rhonda blocking from the show. How do you do that? Let me see. You should have told me that earlier, Rhonda. Telling me at the end of the show, really? Oh my God, but that's so funny. I threw myself on blast, boo boo. It's okay. It's okay. It was gonna come out. Another thing my mom always said is nothing in life is a secret. It always comes out at some point in life. So it was gonna come out at some point. It really, really was. Um, yeah, I know, Tammy. I can't wait. I can't wait. We're gonna go and purchase so much mixed media, and you notice how I'm still trying to keep the mixed media thing going on. I'm trying to stay in subject. That's why. But yeah, we're gonna totally go buy so much stuff and restock up. The little hole in the wall, girl. The little hole in the wall. Anytime any of you little crafty monsters come down to Southern California and you want to go shopping with me, let me know and we will go to the little hole in the wall. It's where I get a lot of my stuff. Wholesale, fraction of a price. Too bad they don't do online. But I mean, you just have to get there. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So Mike, when she's here, we're just going to do Bible studies and practice our penmanship for our pen pals. That's it. Nothing else. And maybe cook and talk a little bit about mixed media. But yeah, don't worry. Oh my God. Anyway, so I want to go ahead and thank everybody for taking their time to spend time with me on your Friday nights. I know that it is late on some of your guys' time zones, but thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that clarified, and I hope that encourages you guys. If you guys are not really doing a lot of different kinds of mixed medias, I hope that kind of inspires you guys to branch out into different kind of stuff that you haven't tried before, and try some new stuff on your project and use so many different things, because I mean, honestly, every day is a learning experience, and we will never know how to use things unless we purchase them and try them out. And then we'll know if, that's our little thing or not. So I love you all. Thank you so much for coming. Don't forget to stay tuned next Friday. Next Friday, I don't know what subject it is. It's going to be a surprise, I guess. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and continue our little craft room confessions. And so we will see you next Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, guys. That is California time. And that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. Until next time, goodbye. Yeah, he never comes out like